Before we begin this powerful story, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe to Dreamframe Empowerment. Once upon a time, in a quiet village nestled between green hills and open skies, there lived a young, athletic boy. He was full of energy, drive, and raw determination. His dream to become the best, to win every race, every time. For him, success meant one thing: victory. If he didn't finish first, it wasn't worth running at all. He trained hard, fueled by the applause he imagined, the glory he chased, and the belief that winning was everything. It wasn't just about being fast, it was about being faster than everyone else. One day, a local running competition was announced in his village. A simple event, yet for the boy, it felt like his destiny. Alongside him, two other boys prepared to run. The villagers gathered, excited to witness the contest of strength and speed. Among the crowd was a wise old man who had traveled a great distance, having heard of the young boy's ambition. The race began. The boy burst from the starting line with a fire in his eyes. His legs carried him with lightning speed. The other boys kept pace for a moment. But then the boy dug deeper. He found that extra gear, that extra spark, and crossed the finish line first, triumphant. The crowd erupted with cheers and claps. Pride swelled in his chest. He looked around, basking in the validation. But while the crowd roared, the wise old man stood silent, calm, unmoved. This puzzled the boy, but his heart was too full of pride to ask why. Soon after, a second race was organized. Two fresh, young competitors stepped forward, strong, fit, full of promise. The crowd buzzed with excitement once again. The race began, and again the boy flew past the others, breaking the ribbon ahead of all. More cheers, more celebration, more pride. But still, the old man remained still, watching without emotion, offering neither a smile nor applause. Now the boy was intoxicated with success. Another race, he demanded. He was ready to prove himself again and again. The wise old man finally stepped forward. He looked at the boy and said, "Very well, you shall race again." But this time his challengers were different. One was a frail elderly lady, her back slightly hunched, her steps slow and shaky. The other was a blind man, with eyes full of silence and hands seeking guidance. The boy scoffed. "This isn't a real race. How can I run against them?" he protested. But the old man simply replied, "Race." Confused but eager to maintain his winning streak, the boy sprinted. In seconds, he reached the finish line. The two others, they never moved. They stood at the starting line, one trembling, the other lost in the dark. The boy raised his hands in victory, expecting the usual cheer. But this time, the crowd was silent. There were no claps, no celebration, just stillness. Confusion spread across the boy's face. "What happened?" he asked. "Why won't they cheer for me?" The wise old man stepped forward once more and said, "Race again, but this time, all three of you finish together." The boy paused. He wrestled with this unusual request, but something stirred within him. Curiosity, maybe, or the faint echo of wisdom knocking on the door of his heart. He walked back to the starting line. Gently, he took the blind man's hand in one of his and the elderly lady's hand in the other. Together, slowly, step by step, they moved forward. They didn't run, they walked, and every step was heavier than any sprint the boy had ever taken. But finally, all three crossed the finish line. Together, the crowd erupted. This time, the cheering was louder than ever. Faces lit up, eyes filled with tears. And for the first time, the wise old man smiled, nodding slowly in approval. The boy, overwhelmed by a new feeling, turned to the old man. "Tell me, sir, who are they cheering for?" The old man placed his weathered hand on the boy's shoulder, looked deeply into his eyes, and said softly, "Little boy, today you have won more than any race you've ever run before. Today, the crowd cheers not for the winner, but for the greatness of your heart." In life, the real race is not about beating others to the finish line. It's about who you choose to walk with. It's about how you run the race, not just whether you win it. Reflective insights, the true measure of success. You see, we often run through life chasing applause, validation, and trophies that fade. We're taught to compete, to measure ourselves by being better than someone else. But what if real success isn't about how fast you run, but about who you help along the way? What if your greatest victory isn't on a podium, but in the lives you touch, the hands you hold, the people you lift up? Let me ask you, who are you running against in life? What are you sacrificing just to win? When you look back at your life, will there be anyone running beside you? If your success isolates you, if your finish line is filled with silence instead of shared joy, then maybe it's time to redefine what winning truly means. Real greatness comes not from rising alone, but from helping others rise with you. So yes, run, dream, strive, but do it with compassion, with empathy, with your eyes open to those running a harder race than you, because anyone can run fast, but only a few can run with heart. If this story moved you, inspired you, or gave you a new perspective, then don't keep it to yourself. Like this video, share it with someone who needs encouragement, and subscribe to Dreamframe Empowerment for more powerful stories that help you grow, rise, and run life's race with purpose. Together, let's build a world where success is not just about winning, but about running well.